Wow, ladies and gentlemen, how about that? The tour to New York City has come to a close, and I have the honor of being the first to interview the first place winner, the first bald and blind winner of the tour to New York City. Over here. Oh, right here. Yes.
Hey, world.
What's your name?
My name is BALDY BLINDY.
Now, you had a pretty tough last mile there. Harry Full Vision was really coming up on you. And you kind of swooped him on that turn at the end. Where was your mind during those last few meters as Harry Full Vision was coming up behind you?
Well, to be honest with you, I was just riding my bike to the store to get some milk, and because I'm blind, I went right past the store and ended up being in a race. And I got in at the end of the race, I guess, and that's when I crossed the finish line.
That's so interesting. How did you get the number on the back of your chest?
I stole it from...
Okay, so we're getting false reports now that Baldy Blindy was not even submitted
I'm
into
also
this.
a little deaf. Could you speak up? Hey, everyone. Welcome to the podcast.
It is.
Doozy Podcast, everybody.
It's one of those episodes, let me tell you, I already know. Listen, every single time. We've told you all so
How to
many...
pull your pants up.
We've told you so many times in the past that when we record, it's anywhere between 2 to 4 episodes at a time, and sometimes we leave the most absurd to the last.
Yeah. You know, when you're going through our episodes, look for the ones that seem the most boring, because they will be the least boring episodes.
There will be something so profoundly entertaining with the dumbest topic. But enough about that. Welcome to the Doozy Podcast. You are probably thinking, what the hell does that mean, though?
Well, it means that I just won a race as a bald, blind, deaf person. What kind of race, though? You don't know. But the word doozy is something that is...
extraordinary or outstanding of its kind. How could you forget that? Because you're not extraordinary or outstanding of any fucking kind.
Winning
Jesus.
a race.
Ladies and gentlemen, obviously we are not that. Not even Baldy Blindy.
But we want to be.
But somehow we won.
But we want to be.
That's right. And so this is the podcast where we are going to give you all the tools you need to become successful. How do you win a race being bald, blind, and slightly deaf?
How did Helen Keller do it, you know? Well, the best part is we're going to teach you how to be successful while we also teach ourselves how to be successful, you know? And try to retain some of the information.
If you quizzed us, we might.
There's a quiz?
There's a 90% chance that nothing's up there. It makes sense to me, though.
Yeah, I'm Alex Baldy Blindy, a little deaf, Staub.
And I'm Kirk Harry Full Vision Koz.
Harry Full Vision.
He
was right on my tail. At least I thought he was.
He was like, "Get off the track!"
Who the hell is this? Perfect eyesight, Harry. Well, today, everyone, if it's not apparent, we're going to, if you can't clearly see what we're trying to go for right now, this episode today is how to ride a bicycle.
Yes, how to ride a bicycle. It's one of America's pastimes.
America's pastimes.
It is, though.
It is.
It's like everyone knows when, where they were, what age they were, when they learned how to bike, when they learned how to ride a bike, and if you didn't, loser.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
If you don't know how to ride a bike, we got you.
We
you
do.
know, we got you. We got you. How to ride a bike.
We got you.
You know, we're
Listen,
trying to cover the bases of just everything to learn.
Donuts. We do not discriminate against any topics.
No.
We will do the most potentially just absolutely like common sense thing.
Exactly.
But the thing is, it is common sense to us because riding a bike to us is like riding a bike. Oh, fuck. Can you actually blind me? There's a reason why.
Riding a bike is just like riding a bike.
There's a reason why that is a phrase, because after a while, if you do enough practice of it, it's muscle memory.
I feel bad for the people who can't ride a bike then, you know? There's got to be one person in that group where it's like, come on, guys, it's like riding a bike. And one person's like,
mm-hmm.
Fuck you, dude. Well, these are the top 10 tips on how to tie your shoes.
No, that's
on how to ride a bike,
That's why they ride a wheelchair instead.
Ugh.
This is really bad.
Jesus.
Sheesh.
Well,
we have how many tips?
Let me,
oh, my God. There's 10?
There's 10.
There's 10?
There's 10, yeah.
Stop. Oh, my God.
There's 10.
How complex can it get?
You wait.
Yes, you wait.
Just you wait. Well, let me ask you here. Have you ever ridden a bike before? Do you know how to ride a bike? What was your first experience?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So I got my first bike. I think I was, like 4 years old, and I was living in Merfelden, Frankfurt, Germany, with my family. My father.
Merfelden, Frankfurt.
Yeah, Frankfurt,
Merfelden, Germany.
It's a city in Frankfurt, Germany. And because my dad was working out there at the time, and I remember it had the little training wheels on it.
You learned how to ride a bike in Germany.
No, I didn't. I was riding a bike with the little training wheels on the back, all of like age 4, I think, and then I remember I learned how to ride my bike around the age of 5 when I was when my family moved to Kansas. But I remember moments where I was so frustrated that like I remember like being on my front driveway on my bike, and like one of the most important things with riding a bicycle is like get a little traction, get yourself moving, because that's going to help you to like for your muscles to engage and know where to balance. But I was just there, and I would like put my like I kept putting my like no, I would like have one of my feet on the pedal and then the other off, and then I'd be like, okay, let's do this. Oh God.
Yeah.
And I was just, I know. And like, but as a young kid, I was like, no, I can do this. And for some reason, like I was there for like 10, 15 minutes. Like, no, I can do this. Just like this and start from nowhere, which like you can when you're older. But I remember just being so frustrated. But it was such a glorious moment when you can, when you learn how, because it's like, it was just like a few years later, I was doing it with no handlebars, you know, and being able to. Anyways,
when you were 6?
No, it was a few years later. I actually remember I had an injury. I fell on my bike and like got this scar.
Damn.
Yeah. So it was a few years into riding my bike, and I had a family, a neighborhood pool. And with a few friends, I got on the trail. There's a bunch of trails around my neighborhood.
I've never
like
seen
behind
that scar
houses.
before.
No, yeah, it's a big old fucking scar. And I was taking this turn. I was almost there to the pool, and I had to have been like 8 or 9. I think I was very young in elementary school, and I fell, and there was a bunch of little rocks, and I like boom, and I scraped all up on these rocks. The reason why I lost my pedaling and stuff and fell was because there's so many little tiny rocks, and I wasn't able to like fully like stay the on the track and stuff. And I just like what? It was such a big old scar. I remember going
Damn.
on summer vacation, and
That's still
it's
there.
starting to like come off in the pool and stuff. Yeah, it's a big old scar.
Oh,
Yeah, it was this. Yeah, it was big old scar.
look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Just like a little kid.
Yeah.
Wild. What about you though?
Look at you. I learned about a year or two ago, I think.
I believe it.
I was young when we got our first bike, and
How young?
I remember me and my little brother were trying to ride a bike together, and
Together?
not together the same bike, but just learning how to ride at the same time there. And I remember we were going down this hill to try to like get momentum to like, you know, to then just shoot off into the street and just like, you know, and that was it. So like, but like going down this like grass hill, we just kept falling, and like we just couldn't, you know, we like wouldn't put our, you know, foot on the pedals, and like we were just trying to figure this out. I remember my brother got the hang of it before I did,
Oh no.
and he took off, and I was just like, oh hell no. And then I was like, I got to do this. And I went and I finally did it. But to this day,
You can't get over the fact
To
that,
this
that,
day-
that Zach
to
learned
this
how
day-
to ride the bicycle
to
before
this
you.
day, for a split second sooner, Zach learned, my little brother learned how to ride a bike before I did. I was
But
like,
to this
and
day-
he'll never let me live it down.
To this day, in that moment, as probably a very young
villain was
adolescent,
born.
a villain was born, and you had you had one of the first few flashes of violent behavior. You're like, I'm gonna break his legs.
Do I kill him?
Do I kill him? How could he do this to me?
Yeah. And he never rode a bike again after that.
Dude, that reminds me of the moment when I was like 3 or 4 years old, and Colby and I were going to, I've told this before, I think, maybe, we were going to the doctor to get like a shot, and this was while we were also living in Germany, and it had this spiral staircase up to where we had to go, and we would race, and like we raced up the first time, he beat me. And then, after we got our shots, we were going to race down. And before we
You tripped him?
no, before we started racing down, I leaned over to him and I said, "Hey, Colby, let me win this time." He didn't let me win. He got down, and when I got down to him, I took his shoulder and I punched him in the face, and he started profusely bleeding. I notate this as the reason why I'm not a violent person, because at the young age, I was like, I'm mad. I punched my brother, and he was profusely bleeding out of his nose. And I was like, I'm never going to hurt anyone physically for the rest of my life. You have to very, very much provoke me to do that. I know we're talking about bicycling, but for some
let's
reason...
learn how to ride a bike, everyone.
Let's learn how to ride. Listen, bicycling is it happens at a very young age.
Never hurt someone again.
No, for real.
Let's
like,
ride a bike.
But like bicycling can bring you back to a young age, or maybe not. You know, depending on when you learn. But good God, we have 10 tips. Let's see how this goes.
You know, how to ride a bike reminds me of the time I murdered my neighbor, and I vowed I would never murder again. And then I learned how to ride a bicycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
well, let's jump into the top 10 tips.
Top 10. Jesus. Let's see how complex this is for everybody.
Number 10, everyone. Refrain from physical violence, okay?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, okay.
Number 10, find a fitting location, okay? When you're learning as a beginner, you want to find a place that's comfortable and far from traffic. You don't want to jump right into traffic, no. A good place to start is a flat, smooth stretch of ground such as your driveway or your sidewalk.
Excuse me.
Those who don't have space at home can practice in a parking lot or park. Starting off on grass or smooth gravel helps since falls there hurt. less. What? Starting on grass or smooth gravel helps since falls they are hurt less. Why does that? These surfaces make balancing and pedaling harder, though. If you plan on practicing balance and pedaling on hills, find locations with gentle slopes, okay? Make sure they're gentle. Check your local laws to see if it's legal to ride on sidewalks or other paths, right? Location is key. You don't want to start riding your bike in traffic or like down like a death hill. Or
gentle slopes are necessary.
It's literally, it's like skiing. You want to start on the bunny slope.
Yeah. Don't go skiing with our good friend Chris Octavian.
Don't do it.
Because he'll just immediately put you down the freaking black diamond.
Yeah, that was wild.
That was friend abuse.
That was, his warm-up was a
double
black diamond.
Dude, even when I go back up there, and I'm probably going to do snowboarding again, I will start with the bunny. I will. I'll start with the bunny to just reacquaint myself, I don't really ride my bike anymore. I don't even have a bike anymore. But, like, when you start, it's like you're not going to be going down crazy.
No.
I think about all the people who bike in the city, and I'm like, jeez, you have a lot more bravery than I.
Yeah, you gotta be patient with that.
Yeah.
Location is key, though. Let's do it. Keep it going.
Yeah, the top 9 tip is wear riding clothing. Knee and elbow pads insulate joints and protect against scrapes. So they are recommended. Insulate, yeah. And protect against scrapes. So they are recommended for all riders. Long sleeve shirts and long pants also help protect against falls and can be combined with pads. Avoid baggy pants and long skirts. They may be caught in the gears and tires and may result in you falling down. Avoid open-toed shoes. These leave your feet exposed to the bike and ground. As an alternative, you can get a bicycle that has a skirt and chain guard that prevents long clothes from getting caught in the gears. Now, all of this,
clothing
you
is
gotta
key.
know. You gotta know.
You can't wear flip-flops in the sundress when you're riding on.
Listen, all of these are examples of you gotta learn the rules to break them. We've all ridden our bike with sandals or like I remember that one time you rode your bike with that sundress on.
Yeah.
And you looked beautiful.
Yeah. It got caught in
the
spokes.
caught, so you had to kind of like show your ass a little bit. But I thought.
And then you got mad that I rode your bike, so you grabbed me by the shoulder and you punched me right in the nose.
And I vowed
that
was actually the last time. That was the last time I would actually ever hurt someone.
It went on to happen 58 more times.
5,252 days.
I vow.
0 days of incident. One day with it. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yo, wear the right clothes. Don't.
But also, come on, guys. I know you're learning, but once you learn, do not wear. Okay, listen. Helmets, especially. Helmets are very important, especially if you live in a big city and you're in a place where there's a lot of activity. It's just
that's
like
the next tip.
It is. Okay. Yeah. Well, why don't we move on? Move on to that.
All right. So don't wear a sundress and make sure you're in a good location.
The main thing I was going to say is don't bundle up like you're a freaking dirt bike professional, like X Games.
Yeah, there's an attire. If you're wearing a tuxedo, maybe don't get on a bike.
Call an Uber.
Call an Uber or something. Number 8, everyone, put on a helmet. All right. Unless you're a nerd. Okay. Helmets are recommended for beginners and experienced bikers alike. You never know when an accident will happen. A broken bone can usually be fixed, but head trauma is forever. It's common in bicycle accidents. Leaves a lasting impact. Also, some areas have laws requiring riders to wear helmets. Wow, look at all these bullet points. Helmets are measured to fit the head. Duh! A good one fits tightly and comes down to an inch, 2.5 centimeters, above your eyebrows. It will also have straps that keep your helmet tight while still letting you move your mouth, okay? If you can't move your mouth with the helmet on, you're wearing it wrong, alright? Commuter helmets are one common type. They are rounded, made of foam and plastic, and can be found online or in retail stores where bikes are available. Road helmets are elongated and often have vents. They are also made with foam and plastic, but are popular on roads or in competitive racing. Seek them online or in retail stores. Youth ages 10 to 15, child age 5 to 10, and toddler under 5 helmets are all smaller commuter or road helmets. Toddler helmets are the only ones with more foam and the ones that Kirk wears. Mountain bikes helmets and professional sports helmets comes with visors and neck bracing for tough off-road conditions. Even in areas with safe cycling infrastructure, a helmet may still be a good idea, especially if the bike paths are not well maintained.
Yeah, I mean, this basically is there's a helmet for every type of bicycling. And it's so important, like, because it no, seriously, it's like the you know what I mean, though?
Kirk, put your helmet on.
Too many spills on my tricycle. No, seriously. It is awful.
That was hilarious. You trying to find a thought. That was great.
It's been a while. No, there's nothing worse than taking
Spit out my drink.
There's nothing worse than taking a spill on a bicycle. Like it can hurt, and if you don't have a helmet and you take a hit, it's really, really you know.
I took a tumble once on a bike, and I went down this hill.
That's what I did.
And the bike, the front of the wheel hit like a rock, and it turned sideways, and so the wheel went sideways completely, and then, like, because the wheel was sideways, I was going down this hill so fast, I went forward, and the handlebar stuck into my, and it was like a shitty handlebar, so like the metal was kind of sticking out a little bit. Metal went into my stomach and like ripped like a part of my stomach off as I went flying down this hill in like my neighbor's yard. I'm laying there and I was like bleeding out, and I was like, oh God, I remember that. And then I went home and I just laid in my bed and I was just like, just all patched up, and it was a rough one. But I wore my helmet, thank God.
It's so important to wear a helmet and protect yourself. That's the one thing you need. It's the one thing. It's like, and it's not like a loser thing to wear a helmet.
No.
It's like, if you're,
it depends what the helmet looks like.
That's true.
Don't
Don't wear a Hello Kitty.
Yeah, if you're gonna wear a helmet, go for a cooler looking helmet at least.
Yeah. Now, while you were speaking, I remembered it was very popular on social media a while ago, but somebody found footage from a movie that came out in 2004, and I'm going to show it to you, Staub.
Okay.
And the reveal is fucking insane. Here, watch this. It's somebody riding through. There is this biker riding through all of these crazy locations in New York City. They're riding so fast. They're a bike messenger, and they're riding through like the subway. They're getting up top. They're about to ride to the Brooklyn Bridge. They're passing through people. Oh my God, they're passing. Yeah, look at this. And it's like, whoa. Who is this person playing this bike rider? This is so insane. The stunts. Oh, my God. This bike driver just jumped onto a semi and then went back down to... And then... and then it reveals it was Queen Latifah. No way.
jumping the Brooklyn Bridge.
Jumping the Brooklyn Bridge over like
Hillary Clinton.
But it's like Queen Latifah? No!
Latifah.
It's like, no way! I'm out! That's the first 5 minutes of the movie! This bike messenger's fucking biking like extreme sports throughout New York City and then gets to Brooklyn. A Brooklyn garage skids in and everybody's cheering. And it's Queen Latifah.
Oh my God.
It just reminded me. But you know what she was doing?
Oh, that movie. That's the movie with
Taxi.
Jimmy
It's
Fallon.
called Taxi, I think so. Yeah, it's stupid. Yeah, but one thing that we learned about that is
All these bike tricks.
Queen this bike trip. And guess what? She was doing it with a helmet on. That's important. Moving on to the top 7 tip, everybody.
Wow.
Guys, the top 7 tip is begin.
Not my first guess. Not my first guess.
I know, right? I just want to see different versions of like, wait, what the hell?
All right, so this bike messenger is
Really wants to be a NASCAR driver,
Right.
so they become a taxi driver.
What is she delivering? Messages?
Bike messenger! I think that's what they do.
This is before text.
Yeah. Guys, the top 7 tip.
If that was me, I'd go right through the bridge. To the bridge.
you jump off the bridge onto the semi?
I'd go ride that hole in the bridge. I'd go right through.
I'd jump off that, but when I would go over the bridge, I'd get on the semi. I'd fall off and then I'd get ran over. Guys, the top 7 tip is begin on a flat surface. Flat surfaces such as driveway, sidewalk, residential street, or park trail are stable. They weren't the one time that I got this scar.
Hey.
There are no slopes, so the falls are shorter, and you will have an easier time balancing and coming to a stop. Short grass and smooth gravel are also surfaces you can use. Falls will hurt less, but these surfaces force you to pedal harder to move the bike. It might not be the best idea to learn to cycle on a commuter trail, especially during rush hour, as there will be dozens of other bikes and scooters as people head to where they are going. Yeah, when you're learning, get as far away from the advanced the messenger bike. Get as far away from Queen Latifah's.
I remember that movie now. And then she gets in the taxi, and the taxi like transforms into like a transformer.
What? I guess. What? Are you thinking about the Transformers movie?
No, in that movie, her taxi, like it extends.
It's Queen Latifah.
Yeah, it's the Queen Latifah taxi transformation.
Taxi
type that
transform. Oh wait! Look at this! Look at this!
Watch.
Look.
Watch, look.
Whoa! It's like a tripped out. She changes the steering wheel.
You see the taxi?
That taxi transforms like it's a car out of Fast and Furious.
Yeah. I'll usually stop for white guys.
We are so off topic. Right on flat surfaces. Moving on.
Number 6,
We're
everyone.
talking about taxi. Guys, get as far away from the advanced people, and
Number 6, everyone, adjust the bike seat. Okay?
Oh yeah, this is important.
Lower the bike seat far enough that whoever's riding can put both their feet flat on the ground while seated. A low seat allows you to stop yourself with your feet before you fall. Adults don't need to use training wheels, but young children can use this or specialty balance bikes. It is possible to remove the pedals to keep them out of the way, but it isn't required. When you adjust the bike seat, you gotta change it, transform it like when the Latifah. You see, you saw it, and then those cars. That would be me in that scenario, just crashing my car in the sky. We're off topic, everyone. Adjust the bike seat, because there's nothing worse than when you're riding and your bike seat is just makes your ass really sore. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's the worst.
Have a nice.
But I remember
bike seat.
now. This is something that gets on my nerves when I'm at the gym and I'm doing some cycling. Some random fucking people will get on any bike and not adjust it, and it's like, your feet can't even reach the pedals.
You don't
what are
look
you doing?
comfortable, yeah.
The main thing is you want to be able to
fully
fully extend, but still have it slightly bent.
Yeah.
That's what I was told, is that like you don't want it to be fully extended when you're all the way. You want it to be able to be like slightly bent, and so that changes how you adjust the seat. Oh, it gets on my nerves when when people are just like sitting like this.
Yeah.
And it's like you're not engaging your abs, you're not doing anything, you're literally just lounging. Like that's not fucking anything. Adjust it for your height. There's a reason why.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about exercise.
Yeah. That's not fucking anything.
But yeah, it's important because if you're short, you don't want to get on a bike that's like
too
the
tall.
seat is too tall.
Yeah.
Tall, ball.
Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah.
Okay.
Yeah. Moving on. The top 5 tip is test the brakes. This is important. You want to be able to stop. Because, for people who are learning, I know you know this, but the bikes that you learn on is like the brakes where you would pedal back.
I had the bike where it would pedal backwards.
You would pedal back, and that's how it would brake. Now,
then you could drift and you're like,
oh yeah, you drift?
Yeah, I Queen Latifah the shit
Queen
out of
Latifah the shit out of your neighbors.
Right over the Brooklyn Bridge.
But it's important because, starting with that and then eventually.
Jose, can we play that clip?
Yeah.
We should probably.
We'll
no copyright? All right, all good.
No, it should be fine without the sound.
Yeah.
But more advanced bikes have the little bars on your handles. One for the front brake, and then one for the rear brake of the wheels and stuff. So there is a lot to learn about that. So testing the brakes is important. Find out how the brakes work on the bicycle. Stay off the bicycle. Keep it next to you and walk it. Push the brake buttons to get used to their location, how they feel, and how the bike reacts to them. Once you've learned this, you'll feel more comfortable because you'll be able to make an emergency stop when needed. If your bike has brakes on the handlebars, test each one to see which controls the front and which controls the rear wheel. Rear wheel. And test each one to see which controls the front and which can
grab the rear wheel,
which controls the rear wheel. The rear
wheel.
Say rear wheel 5 times real fast.
Rear wheel.
Rear wheel. These can be switched by professionals. Notice how squeezing the back brake causes the rear. Fuck this. Notice how squeezing the back brake causes the rear wheel. Causes the rear wheel to skid. Squeezing the front brake causes the bike to pitch forward. If your bike doesn't have brakes on the handles, it should have back pedal coaster brakes. To brake, press down on the pedal closest to the back end of the bike as if pedaling backwards. Those are more, novice learning bikes, as we were talking about. If your bike is a fixed wheel and has been modified, it has no brakes. What the fuck? Instead of braking, you will need to either slow the pace of your pedaling or skid by leaning forward and holding both pedals horizontally with your feet. Did you know that there's
I have
bikes
a
like that?
comment about the brakes where it like stopped when you went backwards?
Yeah.
So sometimes the brakes would be like up like this and you couldn't like get your foot on it, so you would push it forward so it would go clockwise, and sometimes it would go clockwise so fast this metal footing would just whack you right in the shins.
In the shin, yeah.
So I'd come home just bleeding from the shins after biking.
Or the calves, yeah.
Yeah. I'd come home, I'd take my helmet off, my mom would be like, Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
Yeah, test your brakes. And if your bike doesn't have brakes,
Good luck.
good luck.
Yeah, I don't ever want to say rear
wheel.
I don't ever want to say rear wheel again.
Rear wheel.
It's a rear wheel.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
Well, let's go. We're going to have a break now so we can
I know I need one.
discuss. I mean,
We definitely.
this is a lot to unpack.
This is a lot to unpack, a lot to digest. I think I need a little water break before I keep flirting.
Okay, great. All
I
right,
gotta
we'll
check
see
my
you.
real wall.
Yeah, we got to see you after the break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the break. Are you just tired? I know I am. Okay, here, let's let her go by. I cannot believe this interruption. Say hi to Jose. I spoke with Queen Latifah a little while ago.
You did? What
Yeah.
did she say?
And she said, I'm kicked out of the
I don't
biker
usually
gang.
pick up white boys.
She said, I'm kicked out of the biker gang.
Yeah?
She said, because I didn't fool anyone with my helmet reveal. They were really upset that my juicy ass on my biker seat. They thought I was going to be some like model, and it was just me.
They couldn't afford all your medical bills.
They were like, "Oh my god, is that Kim Kardashian on that bike?" And then it was me.
It was Kirk. Did that guy just get Kim Kardashian just get hit by a semi truck?
Well, guys, this is the break and a time when we say, hey, take this moment, if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, and most of all, please subscribe, because that goes such a long way.
It does.
And really helps grow what we're capable of doing.
Yeah, we're on all audio platforms. I mean, you can listen to us while you're riding your bike, And if you have friends who ride bikes, or if we're missing any tips so far, if you have a funny bike story that you want to tell us, tell us.
Let us know.
Let's go. Let us know.
And of course, last of all, please follow us on Instagram. That is where the party is at. It's where you can see our announcements, our other content, all of our links. But most of all, it's where we get that beautiful, beautiful edits of our trailers created by our very own editor themselves, Queen Latifah. No.
Jose, do you have a bike helmet you can take off? Hey. Yeah, Jose.
Yeah, Jose. He makes all of our and this is a time that we just want to check in with him. Jose, do you know how to ride a bike and any fun bike stories? And how's this episode going? We're so sorry.
I love riding bicycles. I've fallen a couple of times. This episode is too long. All right. See y'all later.
Whoa. You know what? He is just scrumptious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he really is. I could just eat him up.
Oh, well, hey, let's get back, because I want to learn how to ride. I want to get the fuck out of here.
I want to get to the end of this trail.
Let's go. Hey, Hey, everyone, we're back.
Hey!
Top 4 tips. Top 4 tips. Top 4 tips. Top 4
Almost to
tips.
the
Top
end.
4 tips. How to
Almost
ride
to
a
the
bike.
end.
How to ride a bike. Queen
Ride a
Latifah.
bike.
Queen
Ride a bike.
Latifah. Number
Lance
4.
Armstrong has one ball.
Ball.
Queen Latifah.
Baldy
Queen
Blindy.
Latifah. Baldy Blindy.
Number 4, everyone. Start gliding.
Spreading the news.
I'm riding today. All right, number 4. Start gliding. All right.
Gliding.
Rather than pedal, push yourself off by foot. Tuck your feet upwards and onto the pedals. While in motion, maintain the bike's balance as long as you can. Once you feel the bike beginning to tip, catch it by putting one foot on the ground, then push off again. Skate to me, baby. Skate. No, that's how to skate. Which is our next episode.
Woof. Yeah, so this is basically learning how to just like.
You gotta learn how to ride. You gotta,
Ride,
you gotta learn
without
how to be
pedaling
in
sometimes.
motion. Yeah, you gotta learn how to be in motion and just be balanced.
And be able, yeah. And it comes with, some trial and error.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Riding a bike is really like the epitome of, when you're growing up, the epitome of like learning through trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
Rear wheel.
Jesus Christ.
It's the epitome of like learning through failure, because you will fall.
Yeah, that's one of the first life lessons.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna fall,
yeah.
and hopefully you get back up.
You're not gonna get it the first time, and if you do,
will not.
you're not a human.
No, or you're a savant.
Who?
A savant?
What is that?
Savant is somebody who's like really, really skilled at a specific skill. Could you use it in a sentence? Savant, a very learned or talented person, especially one distinguished in a particular field of science or the arts.
Well, has nothing to do with physical ability.
Yeah. No, but I feel like you can be a savant. Well, my mouth is shutting down anyway.
Jesus.
Jesus?
Jesus.
No, yeah, you got to learn how to glide. You got to be able to because some of the best moments are when you're like pedaling and then you're like,
yeah, that downhill moment when you're just like,
right before you go.
exactly.
Yeah, no, it's important. So, learn how to balance without pedaling and stuff. The top 3 tip is keep your eyes straight ahead.
Yeah, you can't be looking around while you're riding. Yeah,
that tip comes with time. When you look at obstacles, your bike heads towards them. Hey, it's kind of like snowboarding. When you're looking at something and turning,
it's science.
It's simple science.
When you move towards something, it also moves towards you.
Yeah. So concentrate on looking towards where you want the bike to go. It takes some practice to avoid distractions from road hazards or other sights. Before you have complete control, go where the bike goes. When starting, the bike tends to go to the side or in circles. Instead of stopping, let it go and try to maintain balance while it does. If you are helping a child or friend, you can hold onto their lower back to help them stay steady while they practice. Yeah?
Yeah. Keep your eyes straight ahead. And if you're blind, rely on that lower back,
Yeah, lie on that lower back. Just rely on that lower back. Just keep lying on that lower back.
This is an easy one. Open your eyes.
Open your eyes.
Open your eyes.
And look forward. Yeah.
Yeah. Look forward. Open your eyes. Pay attention. Pay attention. All right, well, that's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Let's go on to number 2. Top 2 tips, everybody.
Top 2.
Top 2. Number 2. Start pedaling.
It's important. That's what's going to get
Start
you there.
pedaling. Once your eyes are open, right? And you're gliding. Once you're gliding, your eyes are open, you're wearing a helmet, you've watched every documentary on Queen Latifah. You start pedaling. When when you when you can do anything, right? When you start pedaling, start one foot on the ground. Okay? Your other foot should be flat on the pedal, pointing upwards. Push off. Put that foot on the other pedal and go already. Keep going as long as you can maintain balance. Going faster makes balancing easier, but don't go so fast that you lose control. You got to find a happy medium there, you know? Go fast enough where you almost kind of don't need to balance. The inertia just takes you savantly.
You know. I was like, does he even know what that word is? Yeah, pedaling is the key once you have all the balance.
Yeah, pedaling's one of the top tips to a bike.
Going faster. Yeah, it does make balancing easier.
Yeah.
Because
I agree with
the inertia
with the tip.
you can savantly jump over the Broadway
bridge.
Okay, great.
Hey, number one tip, everybody.
We're here.
Let's take it home.
Please get me to my destination,
which is the Bike Messenger's garage.
The Queen Latifah's message at the end of that clip was dismount from the bike. Don't stop by foot. A better practice is stop by using the brakes. Don't stop by foot. Yeah, unless you're on one of those bikes that doesn't have brakes.
Right. Then use your feet.
Stop pedaling. Shift your weight onto the lowest pedal and squeeze both handbrakes if the bike has them. Damn, that's fucking sexy. Stop pedaling. No. Oh, shift your weight.
As for cassette.
Shift your weight onto the lowest pedal. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna squeeze those handbrakes.
Oh my god.
Oh, you don't have any? Okay. Now, once the bike has stopped, raise yourself a little and step off onto the ground.
Take the bike out to dinner.
But putting your feet down too early while using the brakes stops the bicycle abruptly. Your momentum won't stop, and you'll whack into the handlebars like Staub did.
Like I did.
It just got ripped apart.
Ripped apart
by the handlebars.
Yeah. Just to recap here, those are the top 10 tips on how to ride a bicycle, right? Come on.
I had a blast. I had a blast.
I got a nosebleed.
Oh my god! It's because you can't. Guys, if you are not watching, Staub out of nowhere got so excited about this podcast episode, he started to get a nosebleed. Now, as we were about to say in review, you got to find a fitting location. Don't be learning how to bicycle in busy areas in the city. Wear riding clothing. Make sure that the clothing, it doesn't disrupt like the bicycle's functions. Put on a helmet. Guys, this should be number one. I don't know why the hell it's number 8. Put on a helmet. It's so important. Stay safe. We got begin on a flat surface. Yeah, you got to be able to get your momentum. Adjust the bike seat. You got to make sure that you're comfortable. Test the brakes. Start gliding. That's right. You want to be able to know how to move without pedaling. Keep your eyes straight ahead. Start pedaling and dismounting from the bike. Yeah, I don't know. It's
sorry everyone. For those of you that aren't watching the video, Kirk just punched him.
Dude, the journey. There's no fucking way. I completely forgot.
Kirk just punched me in the face. Oh, God.
That is hilarious.
This isn't the first time I had a nosebleed on the
podcast.
I think it was another Borg episode where
it was
your
like
body, how to fish.
Your body just like screamed, "Get me out!"
Oh my God! Probably out of 4th of July.
So apparently, Staub's
I got
nose bleeds when he's bored.
Yeah.
Anyways,
My body was like, "This is boring." Let's
add a little excitement.
a little excitement here.
Guys, thank you so much for watching the Men of Doozy podcast. Please comment what your favorite tip was, if there were any. And I don't know, if you have, just like Staub, Bloody Staub said during the break, if you have any, I don't know, bicycle stories or learning bicycle stories, let us know.
Let us know. Share this with your friends. All right,
Please.
please do this because I bleed for you. Okay?
We bleed for you.
Yeah. And if there's something you want to learn about and teach us while we also learn about it, let us know. Be a guest. We want you.
Please.
Yeah, come
We
on.
welcome any and all topics.
Come on.
Yes.
And I'll see you in court.
Makes sense to me. Ladies and gentlemen, see you next episode. Happy cycling. Stay safe.
If you don't get a nosebleed talking about riding a bike, are you really having enough fun?
That is getting so red. Holy
God. All right.
shit. All right.
Love
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye.